How was your
Hello.
last 2 weeks?
Well, not much is happening. The usual stuff, as always.
Okay.
I'm following the presidential race in America, and
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
it
Okay.
has the vibes have changed in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Now that Joe Biden has
How
been
so?
elected. Yeah, do you follow the presidential race in
I
America?
no, I haven't been following it at least since the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So what
So
changed?
Biden dropped out of the race. You probably have
That
heard
that
of
I
that.
know. That I know. That I
Okay.
know. Yes. Yeah.
And Kamala Harris, I guess we have already talked
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
her because she's half Indian, half Jamaican.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and of course, Donald Trump attacked her for turning black,
Yep.
whatever that means. Because yeah, she was always of Indian.
That's what he thought. Yeah.
That's weird. So yeah. And have you seen her vice presidential pick, Tim Walz?
Yeah. 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 I don't remember the name, but I do remember the face though. It's like a old guy. Yes, around 60
Yeah,
something.
well,
Yeah.
by the way, he's the same age as Kamala Harris.
He's what?
The same age as Kamala Harris.
Okay, okay, that's good. And how old is Kamala Harris?
So she's 59, and
Okay, pretty
he's
decent
60.
for a president, yeah, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
it's a
too old.
refreshing. It's compared to the other candidates we had before. This
Yeah.
is youth. They're
hmm
babies, actually.
I think Obama was pretty young as well, right, when he became president?
Yes, Obama currently is in his 60s or something. So when he became
Okay.
president, he was in his 50s,
Yeah, I think
maybe
that then he
40s.
must be like the youngest one, I guess. So
Maybe, if not, yeah, either him or
could be,
Clinton
yeah.
or JFK, I don't know. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I don't know about
the
him. Yeah.
younger ones. And so do not know anything about Tim Walz.
No.
So yeah, there's one video. Maybe I can
Okay.
Tim Walz. Let me see. Maybe we can then share this video because there's one video. Maybe I find a little bit a better one. But anyways, I can share this. Share, screen, Chrome tab. Oh, here. Can I? Oh, yeah, I can. That's cool. Let's go back. So I hope you can hear it. Okay.
And going on the most extreme ride at the fairgrounds.
I can.
Every year, we as a family do something old and something new. I get to pick something, a classic, the old mill ride, to do that. And then Hope gets to pick something new,
I think we're gonna go do the slingshot.
which I don't know what it is, and they're keeping it from me. But then we're going to go get some food, corn dog,
I'm vegetarian.
turkey then. And then,
Turkey's meat.
not in Minnesota, turkey special. And we will go do some of those things and report back.
Typical teenage daughter and father.
So, so
That's the guy.
that's the guy. What do you think? What's your
Okay.
first
Okay.
impression when you see that video?
I mean, he seems jolly, I guess always ready for adventure. That's what I would assume. I mean, he had no idea what was a slingshot, and he was like, okay, let me just try it out. So,
Yeah, and he's joking around with his daughter, like she's a vegetarian. He said, "Yeah, okay,
yeah.
turkey then."
Turkey then, yeah.
In Minnesota. It's just
Yeah.
a funny guy that you immediately like. Yeah? You see that, you talk to him, and you immediately like that man because he has this Midwestern dad appeal. Everybody likes this guy.
True.
So
Is he like a governor right now? Or, I
he's
mean,
governor
what?
of Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and of course the other campaign, the Republicans, J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, they
Yeah.
don't know how to deal with this man. They tried everything in the book, but nothing works because. So you have to imagine this Tim Walz. Yeah, that's such a normal American guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a teacher.
Okay.
He was in the National Guard for 24 years, so he
Okay.
served in the military. Then he was a football coach. There's nothing more
Okay.
American than that. He's a union member, and then he was a senator, and then he was governor of Minnesota. So that's a down to earth, normal, nice guy. You know?
Yeah. I mean, he's got an impressive CV for sure.
Yes,
Uh,
and you know what happened? JD Vance attacked him. He
okay.
said Tim Walz was in the military, in the National Guard, but 2 months, but as soon as his company, or what is it called, was
Okay.
about to be deployed to Iraq back in 2005 or 6, he left the military. And so JD Vance said, "Yeah, that's," and he said something that he was in combat zone, in a war zone. So that's a stolen valor, as they call it. Yeah, when you say you are a war hero, but you are not,
Uh-huh.
and that's what JD Vance attacked him for.
Is that true though?
No, it's not true. Because, hey, you don't have to ask if something is true when it comes from the
Okay.
government.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably a lie. So the actual story is very interesting because he was in the military for 20 years in the National Guard. So that's
Okay.
the time when you can retire. Automatically, after 20 years, you can retire. But he did not. He prolonged his
Okay.
career for another 4 years because of 9/11 back in the day. 9/11, and he
Uh-huh.
decided, okay, I stay in the military because I want to protect my country. So he signed up for more time, and then after 24 years, he retired because he wanted to get into Congress. He wanted to be an elected official. So that's why he retired. 2 months after he has retired, his unit was then planned to be deployed to Iraq. So that happened after he
Okay.
retired. So
Okay. That was like they twisted the story drastically, I would say.
and then there is another attack vector, if you want to call it so, which is a hashtag they tried to introduce for Tim Walz. They tried tampon Tim.
Okay.
So what's your first thought when you hear the nickname tampon Tim? What could that refer to? What could that mean?
Tamp on 10, right?
Tampon Tim, like Tim Walz, and tampon, this
Yeah.
women's hygiene product.
I don't know, some kind of a sexual allegation
So as a governor of Minnesota, he signed a law that made
to ban
tampons.
them.
No,
Okay, that's a good thing. Yes.
yeah, what you would think. But they say, okay, they call him Tampon Tim because they say he made a law that required schools to offer tampons in boys' restrooms.
Why is that?
That's what you would ask. Yeah, immediately you ask yourself, why in the hell?
Okay, because of that LGBTQ stuff, is that?
Yeah, it's this transgender panic of the Republicans. Yeah, so they want to
Yeah.
paint Tim Walz as you want to make your kid transgender, and that's what tampon Tim should stand for. So that's the attack. Now, as we know, this is all twisted and not the truth. So now let's look at the actual thing. What happened? Okay, like you said, it's a good thing to provide
These things, yeah, in school, yeah.
hygiene products in schools. So that's the main reason for this law. So they saw that in schools, especially girls in the age 14, when they first get their period, many families cannot afford hygiene products. So what they do is they take the girls from the school on sick leave, sick note, and so the girls miss school for that time.
Okay.
And to lower that number, they provide those hygiene products for schools. And nothing in the law says anything about the boys' restrooms. It should be offered in girls' restrooms, in unisex
Yeah.
restrooms, and at the nurse's office. So that's it. And the
Yeah.
reason is to make it possible for young girls to go to school even if they cannot afford to buy tampons. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they. And when you know that, then you see, oh yeah, that's great. That's a great policy. So yeah,
Yep.
that's what they have against Tim Walz. And another thing that they tried to attack him with is because if you remember the George Floyd protests.
Yeah.
So in Minneapolis, there was they burned down Walgreens and supermarkets. There were riots in the streets, and
Yeah.
Minneapolis is in Minnesota. Tim Walz is the governor of Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
So they attack him. Yeah, Tim Walz let all the Walgreens burn down, and they didn't do anything. So that's what they attacked Tim Walz for. And then, well, you can say, yeah, maybe true, maybe false. You don't know. But then
Yeah.
audio was released from a phone call that he had with then President Trump.
Okay.
President Trump was on the phone, and you can hear him. By the way, what Tim Walz did in Minneapolis was perfect. It was a great job he did with the riots. He did everything I wanted him to do. So he handled the situation perfectly. Okay, so you attack Tim Walz for not handling the situation okay, but we have audio where your hero, Donald Trump, praises Tim Walz.
That's interesting. And who released the audio? Like the Democrats, of course. Some journalist. Okay.
So yeah, that's that, and it's fun to watch all of that.
And how long this guy has been governor?
I don't know, since 6 years or so, or longer. I don't know. So he was governor when Trump was president, so round about that.
And how these governors are elected in America?
What do you mean how?
I mean, are they like? I mean, in India, for example, the governors are elected based. We have like a separate kind of a parliament, which they select governors of the states, right? I don't know about how it works in America because president is elected by the people. Is it the same for the governors as well?
Yeah,
Okay,
there
there are
are
elections.
elections
Okay,
in the states, yes.
okay, okay.
So yeah, it's
All right.
basically the
Okay.
same as the presidential election process.
So I
They
guess
also
I
have,
think
yeah, they also have Senate and the House and everything in the states. Yeah, but I guess the states might be different. So Florida might be different than Minnesota. I don't know that much.
well, in India we have like I think governor in America is actually I think the equivalent to chief minister in Indian states. And then we also have a governor also. We have two bodies. One is chief minister and one is governor. So they both are like like one over other in a way, just to if let's say chief minister goes wild, then there's a governor to push him down, and control him basically.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's
Okay,
kind
that's
of
cool.
like, so I don't know if you know anything about the German system.
I think so. It could be, yeah, because I think our constitution is heavily based on the British constitution,
Okay.
and we made a lot of changes. But I think there could be some similarities with German system as well, for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
The German constitution is basically modeled after, yeah, it's an amalgamation of French, British, US, something like that. So yeah, we have the states, like Bavaria, for example, is a state.
Yeah, yeah.
We have this prime minister or minister president. I don't know what this.
Yeah.
It's basically something like a governor or something like that. And then on the state level, or I don't know, we have the Bundeskanzler, we have the president. So we have the chancellor, he's the head of the executive branch, and then we have the president, who is basically just how do we call it in German? Do we call him Gruß August? So it's
Okay.
basically a greeting clown or something like that, because he doesn't have real power.
I think that's the same in India as well. We have president as well that actually is above prime minister, but there's just like a greeting clown in a way. Yes.
Yeah.
They don't do much.
But he has some power. He has some leverage, because without him signing laws.
Same thing we have. Same thing we have. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
so yeah,
So in order for
the system is similar. Okay.
yeah, yeah, I think so. I think it's the same in India as well. President is only like the like greeting clown. Plus, he has powers to put his signature. So only after his signature things get passed in parliament or
Yes.
all laws get
Right.
implemented and all that.
Yeah.
So he's just for the sake
I
of
don't
it,
know
in a way.
if you can dissolve the parliament. I don't know if that's in his power.
President has like a lot of powers as well. For example, I think that he has the power to pardon anybody. For example, like the criminal stuff and all. For example, if
Yeah,
Supreme
pardon
Court
power.
decides
Yeah.
to give a death penalty to somebody, then President has the power to just cancel that
Okay.
verdict.
Okay. Okay. So talking about that, so you have the death penalty in India still?
Yeah, yeah, we do.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Did not know
we
that.
do that like hanged till death something. So we hang people. In other
And
countries, it's
is this a
different stuff.
controversial issue in India at all?
Not really, not really. I mean, people get hanged all the time, I think.
I don't know. So,
Yeah.
do you have any statistics? How many executions have been in the last year? I
No,
guess
no,
it's
I
not
don't
so
have like
many.
the number, but I can pull it up. I can pull it up.
I guess it's
I
not so
think.
many because I didn't hear anything about India. When it comes to death penalty, I always hear about China and
I mean, I would say like it happens a lot. But I mean, because giving death penalties is like like the biggest verdict that could be, on anybody's life. So I think even the courts think it through very thoroughly before giving that kind of verdict. And then we have different kind of courts. There's like a district court, then a high court, then a supreme court. So all verdicts can be challenged up until supreme court, and often it happens that the supreme court at the end says maybe a life imprisonment, not the death penalty. And then there's a lot of humanitarian laws, and these institutions, they come into play. They're like, hey, you cannot put give the death penalty, it's not fair or whatever.
yeah, you know what the
Yeah.
funny thing is? Here in Bavaria, we have a Bavarian constitution, and in this constitution, there is still the death penalty. So in Bavaria,
Uh-huh.
we have the death penalty, but luckily,
Okay.
it makes state law, so it doesn't have any effect. But it's still in the
Okay.
constitution. For some reason. And
Hmm.
there was some movement to remove that from the Bavarian constitution because it's ineffective anyways.
Yeah.
But it's also not a
Yeah.
good thing to have. By the way, the reason, well, I'm against the death penalty, and I saw, I guess it was a movie or something like that. I don't remember what it was. It might be a documentation as well. Probably it was documentation where they interviewed inmates that were on death row. And one argument that stick with me very well was one of the inmates said, yeah, who is obviously sentenced to death, and he said, well, the problem with the death penalty is I murdered someone. Okay, so I'm a murderer, and of course I have to be somehow. Yeah, that's true. So when I did this murder, what I did is I have a problem with that person, so I'm going to kill that person. And that's the sign the state gives when it does the death penalty. I have a problem with
Hmm.
that person, so I'm going to kill it. And that sign is sent out to the people. And everybody, especially young men, think, hey, well, if the state has a problem with someone, they kill him. That's what I'm going to do. I have a problem with someone, I'm going to kill him. So, alone from that perspective, the death penalty is a bad signal.
Wow. I mean, interesting. Never thought about it like this.
Yeah.
Huh.
And of course, there are plenty of other problems. So, for example, the judiciary system makes mistakes all the time. There are so many people in prison for not committing any crime, but for errors that they made. And if they have the death penalty, yeah, well, we'll fix that anymore. Oops. It wasn't that person, it was someone else.
I mean,
So,
like I understand, this perspective. Actually, it's a very interesting one, but I think I don't know, like maybe in favor of death penalty, a perspective could be that a lot of people, especially I would say criminals, I guess, you have to somehow make them fear of something. I mean the saying, see, it's not necessarily that everyone knows that, like, if you commit a murder, then there is a possibility that either you, first of all, you get captured by the police, and then you might get a life imprisonment or maybe death penalty at max, right? So they do know the possibility, but they still do it somehow. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, I
right.
think,
So it's not a deterrent.
yeah,
Obviously
I
not.
think the punishments are not stopping people to commit crime, actually.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So as a deterrent, punishment doesn't work. So
Or you make it too violent.
I
Just,
don't know. So
cut their
yeah,
dick off or whatever, just make it too brutal for the guys or whatever, in
yeah,
public.
yeah. It still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Look at all the countries that have the death penalty, and the murder rates are higher than other countries
Yeah.
where they don't have the penalty. So that's not an argument. So the statistics points in a different direction. So the system should be what is it called? Rehabilitation. That's the word, I guess.
To
So
fix those people,
the
okay.
goal of the what's it called, prison system or jail system or
Prison system, yeah.
punishment system. What is this called? It's
Judiciary.
the judiciary is more the court system and stuff like that. But the penalty system,
Okay,
I don't
whatever.
know, change their behavior so they can be a normal member of society again. So that should be the
True,
goal.
true.
And if there is someone, and there are people that are beyond rehabilitation, there are people you cannot rehabilitate. That's for sure. Okay, lock them away, give them some psychiatric treatment or whatever, but you have to protect the citizens. Because if this person would be free, it would do harm to others, and that's something that should not happen. So we have to protect society from them, and so you keep them locked up. Okay, well, another solution is keep them locked up, or just kill them, then the threat goes away as well. But you should. If no citizen is allowed to kill somebody, then the state should also not be allowed to kill somebody. Same rules for everyone. That's an exception. So they have an exception to the laws. So there are laws. Murder is forbidden, but the state is allowed to kill people. Yeah, of course. You
Yeah.
can then say, but you can imprison someone, but it's not legal to capture someone privately. So of course, that's true. But
I mean,
look
it,
at
it's a
just a
pretty,
signal example.
it's a tricky thing, actually. I think even judiciary is under pressure, super under pressure about, giving these kind of verdicts. For example, I'll just give you, like, few days ago in India. I mean, I don't know if you followed Indian news recently, but there has been like a rape case
Normally, yes, but
recently.
last week I made a pause. Of course, I don't
I mean, so
follow Indian news at all.
yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean, this news made some headlines. I don't know, maybe it even reached outside India. But there was like a rape case recently in one of the states in India that angered a lot of people, the entire nation. How it happened? They raped the girl, they killed the girl,
Yeah,
and obviously, the girl is dead now. The family of that girl. I mean, people who are, like, say, who are suffering because of one person, who killed their daughter, raped their daughter. I think for them, right now at least, the only thing that they see, kill this bastard, because
yeah, sure,
they hurt my
yeah,
kid, they hurt my daughter, and
yeah.
I
That
think
revenge thought, it's
and I
revenge.
think judiciary right now is under pressure, because if judiciary somehow, I don't know, say, okay, we're just gonna give him 10 years of prison or life imprisonment, some people would see it as a soft verdict. Okay, they're like, but my daughter is gone, I'm not gonna get my daughter back. I mean, they're not gonna get it back either way as well, right?
Correct.
But I think they would be like, the judiciary of our country is not even looking into or understanding the emotion or the suffering the family is going through right now. So the judiciary is under pressure to give the correct verdict now. because I think oftentimes they give these kind of verdicts because of these pressures as well. Because if they don't, then I think people are angered in a way that they can even kill the judge, even.
Yeah, you see, so yeah, that's another problem of this
Yeah.
possibility to have this death penalty, because then the court could be pressured by the
Yeah.
victims or something like that to give that verdict. If there wouldn't be the possibility to give a death sentence, yeah, okay, then the court can say, okay, yeah, here max prison sentence, but yeah, they cannot do anything about it, because on the other hand, then those people. Understandably want to get their revenge, they could
Yeah.
then go on the political side and yeah, we want to have death penalty back or something like that. But the court is not under pressure, because they can only give sentences that they are allowed to. But now that they have the choice of either giving the death penalty or an imprisonment, then all of a sudden they get pressure from outside.
I mean, I think it's a tricky thing. I understand what you're saying as well. I am, mostly in favor of the other one, not the life. Oh, sorry, not the death penalty. But I mean, it's hard to say because unless you are in that situation yourself, it's
Yeah,
hard
that's
to
true.
say. Because for example, I don't know if I would. I don't want to touch wood. I don't want to get involved in anything like this. But I'm saying, for example, I mean, if something like that happens to me or my family, I would not care if that person lives or dies.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's
So
totally understandable for the friends and family of a murder feel that way. But
and also the thing is now the judiciary, are they going to serve the justice for whom, the people or the family or the deceased? You know. So who's that wording's gonna help? I mean, either it's gonna be a lesson for the society, or it's gonna be judgment that somehow makes the family feel better. For what? Why are they doing it now? So that's a big question as well.
yeah,
To
yeah.
whom
So
should they think about before giving the judgment?
yeah, and if you think about it, I mean, as bad as this person might be that did the crime, but this person also has family and friends who mourn
True.
him. Yeah, so
True.
it's suffering for this side as well. You might neglect it and say, yeah, but yeah, he's a scum person who cares about but the other person, his mother, his sister, his daughter, or whatever, her father, the relatives. But that's not their fault, and they are grieving then for a loved one, even if it's a murderer. So I don't know. And that system is called eye for an eye. Huh? You kill one of mine, I kill you. Okay. But there's a saying. Yeah? If we all go with eye for an eye, in the end, everybody's gonna be blind.
Gandhi said that.
I guess it was
Uh,
Gandhi. Yes. See. I guess Gandhi would have been opposed to the death penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had this same dialogue once before. I don't know, many months ago, when we discussed the same dialogue that an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. And I think there was a movie in which they said the same line. Hey, I think Gandhi said that an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. And then the other was like, nah, Gandhi was wrong. If you think about it technically, if I put your something in your eye and you go blind, like one eye, then you took my one eye, and then I think at the end there would be one guy left with one eye.
Yeah.
So Gandhi was technically wrong.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the remaining blind people could still take this one-eyed person's eye.
And I mean, I'm saying that the last person, you take my eye, I take your eye. Let's say 100 people are there. I think there will be one last guy with one eye left.
I don't know. It's a
Something like that.
mathematical problem.
Mathematical stuff, yeah. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
we can
Gandhi was
solve
wrong,
that,
maybe.
but yeah, anyways. But to get the idea of the
Yeah, I get the
thing,
idea. Yes, yes.
I mean,
Gandhi was opposed to violence for sure.
yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, all I know about Gandhi, I learned from the movie. Did you see that movie, by the way?
I did. I mean,
Yeah, but there's this one scene in front of the salt mine where they march to the salt mine, and the
yeah,
carts
Dandi
keep them
March, yeah.
down one at another. I was just
Totally. Yeah.
yeah. And of course this famous scene where Gandhi is what is he is starving
Yeah.
And this Muslim guy and this Hindu guy came to Gandhi, you have to eat now, and we
Yeah.
have stopped fighting. Yeah, and then when he says, yeah, but he lost his dad, this kid lost his dad. Now you take him and raise him as a Muslim and blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, he's, I mean, he's regarded as father of the nation. Faces on our money, our bills, So he's the, I think, most significant person in Indian independence. So,
Yeah,
but I think a
yeah,
lot of people also do not regarding that much, though. Some people think, maybe Gandhi was not that great. Some people prefer other freedom fighters over
yeah.
him.
Well, yeah. Like I
Yeah.
said, the only thing I know is about Gandhi is from the movie. But then when I read articles about him, I guess he was like he was depicted in the movie anyway. So, of course, he
Yeah.
might have his dark side as well as every person has. But
He had for sure, he had.
who cares?
That's why
But the
people.
interesting thing
Yeah.
is, I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, so because not many people in Germany know that Mahatma is not a name; it's a title.
Yeah, it's a title.
Yeah,
Yes.
and in Germany, nobody knows it. Everybody,
Oh,
if you
okay.
ask anybody in Germany, what's the first name of Gandhi? They will say, yeah, it's Mahatma.
Mahatma. Okay.
But his
Okay.
first name is actually Muhammad, right? Yeah, it was Gandhi. What? You mean
Yeah.
Mahatma? Yeah, that Mahatma.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. I don't even know the English, like the translation for Mahatma.
Isn't it a great spirit?
Something. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, I
I
thought
don't know.
the translation is something like great spirit.
Let me Google it. Google, please help
Hey,
me.
you're from India. You must know what Mahatma
I mean,
means.
I know Mahatma meaning, but I don't know what it's called in English. My English is not that great. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so your Indian is good, your Hindi is good, but your English is too
Oh,
bad.
great souled. It says great souled.
Great soul. Yeah, okay, so spirit soul.
But that's not a good word. That's like a
Okay, can
two-syllable
you
word.
can you explain it what it means with the English words you know?
I mean, I would try to explain it in the way I understand it in my language. Okay.
Okay.
So Mahatma, basically in Hindi it would be Mahan Atma. Mahan means great. Yes. Atma means soul. So great soul. Okay, it's a good direct translation. Something, for example, in India we consider soul as something that actually drives a human being. For example, if you're a kind person, then your soul is kind. So the soul is something that's helping you with everything and all. You have consciousness and all that. So if you are a great soul, then you are the kindest, loving, respected person in the whole world or whatever, right? So that was the title given to him, that Gandhi was somebody who sacrificed his life. For he had certain principles. He stood against violence. He stood against British people, fought for the freedom, and he put everyone else's wishes, respect above his own. So that's why he's a great soul, a soul to look forward to, to aspire, to, let's say, maybe become one, like, so I think that's why, that's what it means. I think great soul, I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, then, yeah, or spirit,
Yeah, yeah, all spirit.
So yeah, so then this translation.
Yeah, not that bad. But it's a direct. I don't like that great soul. I mean, it could be that there should be like one syllable word for this Mahatma. That sounds more powerful.
Goat, goat,
Yes, goat.
goat,
That would be better. Goat Gandhi. That will be the
goat
GG.
Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi the
Greatest of all
goat.
time, goat.
Yeah, Gandhi the goat. There could be a movie now.
Gandhi the goat, goat Gandhi.
Yeah, goat Gandhi. Yeah, GG. Yeah,
GG, yeah, right.
GG. Yeah.
Uh,
That'd be nice. If you remember in Supernatural, in one of the episodes, they showed Gandhi. Did you see that? They showed the ghost of Gandhi, literally ghost of Gandhi, in one
okay,
of the episodes. And I was
okay.
like, what the fuck? What the fuck is Gandhi doing here? And he literally jumped on one of the Winchester boys and tried to kill them. That was funny. That
Gandhi.
was funny. Yeah, Gandhi. That was crazy. They were like in some kind of a museum, and Gandhi attacked them. And I was like, yeah, that was, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some
I
religious
think
people.
this was one of the worst Olympics, I would say, in terms of publicity.
Well, the message was very positive, and the idea of having all the ceremonies not taking place in one stadium but in the whole city was a great idea.
Yeah.
And I guess they will continue to do that when they now see how that works. I imagine in Los Angeles, where the next Olympic Games will happen, they will do something similar now that Paris has done it. And also the closing ceremony. Did you see the stunt that what's his name, Tom Cruise did at the
Yeah,
end?
she was 100 grams overweight.
Oh,
100 grams, okay? And
yeah.
she was disqualified just
Oh,
by 100 grams. You know,
yeah. Yeah, well, that's with these black and white rules. Yeah, there's a
I
weight
mean,
limit,
it is
and
like, I mean, the thing
over.
is, that's true, but even in Olympics history, they have allowed people, there is a certain
They,
slab, let's say over up until 1 kg or 500 gram, they let it pass,
yeah,
you know? Yeah, but they didn't
yeah, but
allow that at all.
but the biggest scandal, of course, was this women's boxing scandal
That was,
with
yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Imani Khalif, which was so telling. And and now she's suing, by the way, for I don't know, libel or something like that. She's suing J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk. They all jumped on the bandwagon. Oh, transgender, blah blah blah. Which is of course completely untrue because she is not transgender. She is a woman,
Yeah,
like it or not. So yeah, well, this kind of was interesting to watch from the perspective. What are they talking about? What's their problem?
yeah,
I mean, we could have a discussion about, okay, what's fair in women's boxing, because
yeah,
okay, there are women that have a higher testosterone level or whatever, I don't know, which might lead to being unfair. Okay, let's have a
yeah,
discussion of it. How do we rule that? But not that way. And there was another athletic, I don't know which uh, show, that was a transgender man who was
okay,
competing in the men's category. But this
okay,
transgender man was a woman before, so nobody complained about that. You know.
yeah.
So yeah, but that's
I mean, I think,
maybe an
there
interesting
could be,
question. Yeah? How to make sports fair?
yeah,
Because imagine there are people running the marathon and regularly win coming from Ethiopia. And why do they win?
hmm,
Because they have a natural evolutionary advantage because of the higher altitude. They need less oxygen. So is that unfair? Should we disqualify them? No. So yeah,
yeah,
sports is unfair. I would complain. Hey, I want to be in the heavyweight boxing championship, but they beat me up there all the time. That's unfair.
yeah,
Of
true.
course, it's
Life is
fair. It's
unfair, I
fair.
mean,
Okay,
yeah. I mean, I think I still do think, though. I mean, in order to resolve the matter quickly or this issue quickly, I think there could be a separate category for example, trans people. Where if they are from the category, they will just only compete in that. They will win gold medals or whatever. I think
yeah,
that would make everyone happy, in a
yeah.
way.
Or let's just have, yeah. Okay, we have unisex. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, for example, there are men that could fight women, and the women would win. So,
Yes.
yeah, why shouldn't they compete with each other? Like,
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
know, swimming or whatever. I don't know. And
Yeah.
so you have to find new classifications. Yeah, there's this group, you can compete in this group because you, with your physical thing, you fit that category.
Yeah. And
So
I think, I don't know. I mean, that's like, I think too much, but I guess, just like they have weight categories in almost every sport. Like,
yeah,
say, boxing and all that. I don't know if they could have it
so
for testosterone. Yeah, yeah,
testosterone
yeah,
level. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
I mean, all the women with higher testosterone will fight in one category and they will win golds and whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So
Just like with the weight. So
yeah,
testosterone
just
level
like the weight.
X. You
Yeah,
you are in this category, then X plus 20, X plus 40, and so on. Yeah.
yeah. Because I think, I think that's the only way to solve it, because the world is getting softer, you know, about these issues and all that. It's difficult. People are just crying about almost everything now.
Yeah, and yeah, that's something that I heard in one of the speeches on the DNC this week. Somebody said, yeah, I guess it was Tim Walz who said it. Everybody
Hmm.
knows, yeah, when we meet for Thanksgiving dinner, in family, and all of a sudden we are all discussing politics, and we're divided on that, and so that's not fun anymore. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that division in families and just that's the situation we live in. Now we are so polarized society. You
Yeah.
just have to mention one word, like I don't know. You just have to go into a right wing bar and just say, "Hey, I'm a fan of Imani Khalif," and
Yeah.
they try to beat you up or something like that. So,
Yep.
and that's too crazy. You cannot have a decent conversation, a discussion about topics. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
fair discussion. We can have a discussion about fairness in sports, but
Yep.
let's not pretend that this woman is a transgender person when she's not.
Yeah. True. I think the tolerance level has gone down,
Yeah, that's
too
true.
much.
Yeah,
They
that's
get
and and this is going to be
annoyed.
very hard to restore, because
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I feel I don't want to talk about certain topics because I know if I mention something like that, then it's just ending up in fights and arguments and stuff. And
Yeah. I mean, I think as a society, we should be able to at least discuss things. I mean, your opinion could be different from mine. Doesn't mean we have to fight about it, you know. I mean, you can say, okay, I mean, that's your opinion. I respect that, and I respect your opinion. I can, at
that's
least we can
fine.
have a civil conversation around it,
Yeah,
without fighting. So
yeah.
I think I think that
Just
has
like we
become
did
super difficult in today's time.
a few minutes ago, huh? Well, so you are pro death penalty, I'm against it, and we
Definitely,
exchanged
yeah.
our views. And I learned something, you learned something, and that's what it is.
True.
And maybe your argument convinced me, and then I change my position, or they don't. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I can do my best to present my position, and if you don't like it, that's
Definitely,
it.
and true. And I think it's not even about convincing. I mean, it's just about sharing the opinion, and if the other person thinks that it's a valid stuff, then they can do whatever they want to do with that information.
Yeah.
Accept it, research more about it, and then form an opinion. I mean, but yeah, I mean, yeah, the world has gone soft for sure, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
difficult, like you said, to come out of it.
So I'm hitting almost the hour mark.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Good thing we started the recording actually. So I mean, at least we
yeah.
have
So
something. We can maybe cut few things out.
yeah. Okay. So
And
yeah, this time you do the editing. Yeah.
okay, I
Give
will
something
do that. I will
interesting
do
out of
that.
it, and then we can see if that's a good video.
I
Yeah,
will try to like squeeze
it's
it into,
highly
let's say,
political this time.
was it? Yeah, we discussed
Yeah, we talked
politics. I
about
think.
U.S. politics. We talked about
Hmm.
Indian judiciary system,
Yeah,
Gandhi,
Gandhi.
religious
Yeah,
discussions on the Olympics.
supernatural and Gandhi the goat and Gandhi the vampire.
Was he a vampire then?
He was a vampire if I correctly remember. He was
Gandhi
a
was a
vampire.
vampire. I did
Gandhi the
not. I
vampire.
do.
Yeah. Oh, put that in thumbnail, no? Gandhi the vampire, like supernatural. That'll be great.
By the way, did you notice we have the last video had 43 views now?
Oh my god, did we get any comment?
No, I don't
Ah,
know.
okay. That's
That's
like
it must be it
too much
must
to ask.
be Cobra Kai because only the two Cobra Kai videos have.
Okay, 43 views, all right. The fourth and fifth episode, all right.
So I don't
Okay,
know. I don't know what's going on here. But you see, it starts to build slowly.
okay,
So yeah, we're
good.
gonna keep that up. So August, I looked it up. What's coming up? One idea was that we could talk about upcoming shows on the streaming that we could watch and discuss it